Today I've got the Olight Open 2. And this is a special pen, and you probably know this because you clicked on the video and you know what you searched for. But the Olight Open 2, because it's an Olight, it's a pen with a built-in flashlight. They could maybe call this the O-Right. Get it? Olight O-Right? Anyway, they didn't though. They called it the O-Pen, and this is the second version of it, the O-Pen 2. This one though is a special version of it because this is a blue one. It's a limited edition, so pick this one up when you can get it. It's made of this nice blue anodized aluminum. It's got a nice look to it. I really like the blue look on this. It's a nice look, and it's as nice looking in person as it is in the video, I promise. This retails for $49.95. Sometimes you can get it with some special deals. They always have these flash sales where you can get maybe this and some other flashlights together with it. So take a look and watch out for those sales. I'll put some links down below to some deals they might have and to the link to their website as well. And also a 10% off coupon code that you can use on any non-sale items. SnareMan95 is that code. Check out that as well for any purchases you want to make that are not part of sales. But anyway, let's have a look at this pen or this light or the combo deal that it is. Comes with kind of standard Olight packaging, the white box with the really nice blue. Again, I can't get over how nice looking this blue is. The nice looking blue pen on the cover there on the outside, and then some information around it. You open it up, there's this nice little pull tab. I feel like packaging is getting so smart these days. There's a little pull tab here, and you can pull the box out, and typically the pen would be in there, but it's not because, well, it's right here. And then that pull tab you can again pull, and that pulls out the inner case right there, and the pen would be right in there. Also comes with an instruction manual, which I recommend reading, has some good stuff in it. And then in this little case here, there's a couple things. It comes with an extra ink refill because the ink is proprietary, sort of. We'll talk about that in a bit. And then it comes with a USB-C charging cable that is nicely, again, smart packaging, wrapped right around there into the case. USB-C here is nice because USB-C is where I think everything is going. It's a little bit stronger and it charges a little bit faster. You just need to supply the plug end of this. Looking at the construction of this light, like I mentioned, it's an anodized blue aluminum. The top of the pen here is where the flashlight is. We'll talk about use of that in a little bit. The top of it unscrews, and you can see right there, there's an O-ring so that when you put it back together, it's going to give a little bit of extra protection. They don't give an IPX rating for this, but that's going to give it a little extra water protection for the electronics on the inside. And then when you go to charge it, there's the USB-C port right there. You plug the cable right into it, and then it will light up red when it's charging. And then when it's finished charging, the LED will go off. Now, another interesting aspect of this pen is that you can use the top and the pen separately. So if you were writing in the dark, you could take the light here and turn that on and then write with it, or you could even just set it down next to wherever you're writing, and you could do that because the ink on the bottom functions separately. The mechanism on this is a bolt action design, and it's kind of fun to play with. You just kind of flip it in and flip it out, flip it in, flip it out, flip it in, flip it out. Something you might just sit in the office and play with all day. My only kind of quibble with this is that it's kind of low down on the pen, and I have medium-sized hands, and you can see where the edge of the pen falls in my hands, so when you go to open it, you may occasionally write on your hand. It would be nice if it was up just a little bit higher for just ease of use, but you just kind of get used to where it is, and you can flip it out. It's just where it's located. You could also do it this way, and again, all you just do is you just briefly get it very easily, and it flips in and out. The ink that comes with it is a roller ball. It's a black roller ball. And like I mentioned, it's a proprietary sized ink, and the way you get to this is that the tip of this unscrews right here, and the ink cartridge and the spring come out. They provide you an extra refill here because this is not something you're really gonna be able to go get at the store. And then they also have some extra refills on their website if for some reason you run through both of them, and then you screw that back on. So something that's kind of nice is that the ink part of the pen and the flashlight part of the pen are completely separate. When you take the top off, you can't get down into the kind of the bottom part of the pen there because it is sealed off. Now you might wonder, because this pen has both a pen and a built-in flashlight with a rechargeable 110 milliamp hour battery, it's probably pretty heavy. However, that's actually not the case. It's actually a surprisingly light pen. They rate it at 1.34 ounces, but let's have a look and compare it to some other pens. There's a lot of pens that I carry on a daily basis. This is just a small sampling of them. 2 tactile turn pens, Surefire Pen 2, a Tough Writer, and then the Olight pen. And you can see it's a little bit larger in size. It's a little bit thicker than some of the other ones. It's similar in size to the larger tactile turn pen, you can see there. But looking at the weight, let's weigh the Olight pen first. 1.2 ounces. To be a little bit more accurate, the scale's more accurate in grams, so let's compare them in grams. 34 grams. The smaller tactile turn, 24 grams. The Surefire Pen 2, 44 grams. The Tough Writer, 34 grams. And the larger tactile turn, 35 grams. So you can see this is kind of right in the middle of the weight area with all these. It's not really heavy, it's not really light. 1.3 ounces, 34 grams. It's really a nice, surprisingly lightweight pen for what you get with a flashlight and a pen all in one. Now, writing with it, it is a little bit thicker than some of the other pens, as I mentioned, so it's going to get just a little bit different getting used to writing with it. It's got a thicker design, again, I think to house the battery and the flashlight, but it gives you a nice grip on it. That black roller ball. Comfortable and smooth to write with. I prefer ballpoint, but roller ball is what you get. So there is that. Comfortable pen to write with. I like the black and blue hardware that this has on it. Looking specifically at the pocket clip, there's a good amount of space under the clip, and there's also a good amount of space at the tip of the clip there, so this is going to easily slide into your pocket, no problems. Now let's look at the other important part of this pen, and that is, of course, the flashlight. The light is actuated by this button right on top here. It's an LED light right there, and it has a lockout mode. The way you can lock it out is you just long press this, and it will go off, and then if you try and click it, you can see that little red light comes on, and that shows you that it's locked out. That way, if it's in your pocket or your bag, you don't want it to accidentally come on, you can lock it out, and to get it out of that, you just hold it down and it will come on. It has 4 brightnesses, and the way you get to them is you just long press, goes through the 4 brightnesses, just cycles through them. If you turn it off at any brightness, it will always come back on to the low mode. So it does not have mode memory, no strobe, no SOS. The beam on this is pretty floody. I had wondered, I work in the ER, could I use this to look in patients' mouths and eyes and things like that? Because it's pretty floody in the mouth, you can see you're getting kind of flood way up to here. So it's a little floody in the eye, as it were. You could do it with mouths. You can certainly do it with eyes. No problems there. But it's a little floody, but could still work in that kind of purpose. It's a cool white LED, and again, in a room, it's really gonna brighten up the whole room, especially at that full brightness. Brightness levels, it has 5 lumens for 10 hours, 20 lumens for 140 minutes, 60 lumens for 50 minutes, and 120 lumens for 20 minutes. Now, uses for this light, this pen, this light, it's a good everyday kind of light. If you're going camping or something like that, you're gonna need to bring a dedicated light. This is not what you're gonna wanna use to get through the woods, but for looking under the seat in your car or behind your desk, or kind of everyday, simple stuff like that, this is plenty bright, and it's gonna be a quick thing. Even 120 lumens, it's really floody, it's really bright for such a small light, and you're not gonna need to use it that long, even the lower outputs. So it's a nice EDC kind of use, and it's a pretty stylish pen. Now, what about other roles for this, such as a defensive role? This is a pretty stout aluminum pen, but it clearly looks like a pen. It does not look like a weapon. You're not gonna get anyone stopping you saying, hey, you've got a weapon. You can't come into this concert or this plane or anything with that weapon. No, this is a pen, and it totally looks like a pen. But could you use it in a defensive role? Absolutely. It's a nice, thick, grippy pen, and even the tip here, nothing that's gonna kind of poke you, so you can get a good grip on it, and that tip is very stout, so if you needed to poke it into someone or through something, you could totally do this, and it's totally gonna take that. right? So, I mean, this is a cardboard box, but you can still kind of get that idea, and it's gonna take it, no problem. The anodizing's not wearing off. Again, not a huge test, but again, it will poke through things. It's a plenty stout pen, and you can use it for that as well. So that's it, the Olight Open 2. Totally recommend you check one of these out. Try and get it on a sale if you can. Try and get it before it's gone. It is a cool pen and a cool light. Check one out.